To start, you need to open up a web browser. I'm using Google Chrome. You can use Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, whichever browser you have installed on your computer. We first need to sign into your school email account. In the address bar at the top of your screen, go to www.gmail.com and hit enter. You shouldn't already be signed in. Under username, you need to type in your school username, which is the first 8 letters of your last name, followed by your first initial and middle initial. You also have to type in at Lipscomb Academy.org. If you don't have at lipscombacademy.org and spell it correctly, it will not sign you in to your email. Your password is the first letter of your last name, capitalized, your 8-digit birth date, and a $sign. If you don't have 10 dots when you're ready to click sign in, you should type your password in again. Once you have your username and the last part of your email address. Now notice that mine says davidlipscomb.org. My email address is different than yours. Yours is still lipscombacademy.org. Click the blue sign in button and it will take you to your school email. From here, we're ready to go into Google Drive, which is where we can create a Google document to share with our classmates. Along the black toolbar at the top of your screen, look for Drive and click on Drive. A new tab right here or a new window will open. If you have any Google Drive documents that you've already created, you'll see them here. It's likely that you won't have very many. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a Google document that we could share with our classmates. So we're going to look for the red Create button and click Create. For this project, we're going to use a document, which is going to look a lot like a Word document. So we'll click Create and then Document. And we have another tab that opens. The first thing that you want to do once you've created your document is to title your document. In the top left-hand corner, you can click on Untitled Document and click Rename. And this will be where you name your document to find it easier at a later time. So I'm going to name mine Biography Report. You could name yours the name of the person you're doing your biography about. I'm going to click OK, and now I can see that my document has been renamed Biography Report, and it will be easier for me to find later. Now, all I have to do is start typing. The first thing that you should always do is type your heading. So I'm going to type my first and last name and Language Arts. We'll pretend like I'm in period 2, and then I'll go ahead and type in today's date, which is October 9th, 2013. Now that we have some text to work with, I can show you some of the basic features. If I want to change the location of my text, also known as the alignment, or the font, or the font size, or the font color, I'm going to have to first select all of my text. So I'm going to click at the very beginning of my name and drag all the way to the end of my date. If I want to change my font, I can click where it says Arial, and I can change to any of these fonts. Some of your computers may have more fonts on them. You want to make sure that you pick something that is basic enough that your teacher can easily read it and they won't have to count off any points because they can't read your font. I'm going to stick with Times New Roman. And most of the time, the font size, your teachers are going to want you to be in 12-point font. If for some reason you need a part of your text to be bold, make it thicker, you can click on your B. You can make it italicized or leaning to emphasize something. You could also underline portions of your text. And you can change the color of your text or highlight part of your text. For this project, you're going to want to leave your text color to black and do not put a highlight on your text. If your heading is supposed to be on the right side of your page, you don't want to click at the very beginning of your text and use your spacebar. That takes way too long. What we can do is we can highlight all of our text and change the alignment with the alignment buttons. Right now we're set on left align. We could center our text, which is what you would do for the title of your page, or you can right align for a heading, which is likely what your teachers will want you to do if you put your heading on the right side of the page. So I can click at the end of my date, hit return twice, and I can actually center my title. So my title is Biography Report and it's centered. Now I can hit return twice, and then when you start your actual text of your paper, you're going to want to left align your document. Now, when you're ready to begin your paper, you do have to indent your paragraphs. You have to have 7 paragraphs, at least 7 paragraphs for this project, and each one of them has to be indented. So that means the first line of each paragraph has to go in 1/2 inch. Well, you could use your space bar, but there's a much more efficient way to do that. If you look at your keyboard, next to the Q, there is a tab button. If you tap the tab button one time, it's going to indent your paragraph 1/2 inch, which is exactly what you need for this project. So you can start your introductory paragraph. Since I'm not actually creating a biography report, I'm going to use some sample text from Genesis 1, the story of creation. So you can see here that I've tabbed over and I have a 1/2 inch and my paragraph is indented. For this project, Miss Burris and Miss Holliday would like you to double space your papers. It will make it much easier for them to read and much easier for them to comment on. So to make your paper double spaced, you can click and drag and select your entire paragraph, or you could on a Mac do Command A and that will actually select all of your text. So now we're going to look for our line spacing button, which is next to our alignment buttons, and we're going to change from 1.15 to double. Now it puts blank space in between all of your lines that you actually can't get rid of. So this makes it easier for your teachers to read and easier for them to write comments in between your lines. One of the best things about working in Google Drive is that you can create a document and share it with your partner. So for this project, you have a partner. So you're going to want to share your document with them after you create it and rename it almost immediately. That way you both have access to it. You could have access to it on any computer that you sign into or on your iPads in your Google Drive app. So once you've started your document and you've renamed it, you're going to want to click on the blue share button in the top right hand corner. Excuse me. So I'm going to click share, and what we want to do is we want to invite someone to share our document with us. I'm going to invite myself from a different email address. And we want to make sure that this says can edit, because if it's only can view, they won't be able to make any comments or add anything to your presentation. We do want to make sure that we notify people via email, and then we click share and save. If it gives you this notification, just say yes. Yours shouldn't, because you should be sending yours to someone who is in lipscombacademy.org. And it's now been shared. You can see that I've shared it with someone else, and I will click done. And I can go to my other email, and open up the biography report, and now you can see that I am on a different email address, but someone else is editing it. So I'm going to type on a different keyboard. And I'm adding that text on a different keyboard. So you can both be working on your documents at the same time. Notice too that at the very top says all changes are saved in Drive. Google Drive saves your documents automatically, so you don't have to worry about losing any work. So as long as you have your document named properly and it says all changes saved in Drive, you're ready to keep working, and all of your changes will be saved as soon as you make them. When you're finished working on your document for the day, if it says all changes are saved, you can close out the tab of your Google document. You can also close out the window for your Google Drive and go back to your email, click on your email, and select Sign Out. So next time when you come back to work on your document, you're going to click on Drive, and under My Drive, you're going to search for your biography report name. Now, it could be that they're organized by title. You can also click on Last Modified, and it will show you the last one first. So here's my biography report. So if I want to work on it, not during class or during another class, I can click on Biography Report, and here is my project just as I left it before.